Hey, good people. It's Carla P. Yarbrough of CarlaPYarbrough.com. And I was thinking about you today because I am always thinking about you. And today, excuse me, when I was thinking is because I had a conversation yesterday. And yesterday I was talking to a very frustrated business owner. And they were frustrated because the service that they provide, a lot of times people they desperately want the service this person provides, but the people, his customers, sometimes devalue it and don't really understand how it really impacts their business and how it impacts their life and how they can't really do without it. And so this business owner was really frustrated because he was trying to figure out a way to make sure that his desired customer was understanding what he provided and why it was so important for their business to move forward. And as I was talking to him, something came to mind. I hear a lot. We all hear a lot about making ourselves valuable. If you want to sell in your business, in your industry, in your area of purpose, whatever your purpose is, whatever your purpose to do, whether it's business or career, whatever, a job or whatever, you have to make yourself valuable. And we hear that a lot: make yourself valuable, make yourself valuable. But nobody really tells you how to do that, or what that actually looks like. What does it look like to make yourself valuable to your targeted audience, or the people that you're supposed to service? Because we know one of the functions of our purpose, we've already talked about, is that one of the functions of your purpose is to make other people's lives valuable. Make other people's lives better, and it helps you fulfill your purpose, right? But if you're going to make yourself valuable, what does that look like? Okay, so let's talk about that for a second. To make yourself valuable means that you are addressing the pain point of your targeted audience, whether that is an employer that you're trying to get a job with, a school that you're trying to go to because you want to be a better student, you want to improve their rating within the education industry, or whether it's a job, whether it's a career in entrepreneurship and you're trying to get your business out there and get your name out there. Your customer, you need to address their pain point. What area of pain? Don't just go in assuming that you know their area of pain. That's one of the reasons that they tell you to look at and find who is your ideal customer for you, for what you do in your purpose, what you do in your business, what you do in your career. Who is the ideal person that you are trying to service? What would be their pain point? What is their pain point? That's the first thing you need to know. So, because to be valuable to them, you have to know where they're having pain. You have to know where they're having pain. So as you're trying to figure out who your ideal customer is, your ideal customer has a certain type of pain that you can fix, something that you can do for them. Okay. Don't just assume that everybody has the same pain point. Okay. That's the first thing to making yourself valuable. Now that you know their pain point, right? If they don't really understand that this is a real pain point, they might know this is a pain point, but they might not have it high on the totem pole, and they may not understand how what this entity, this pain, this thing that you can fix for them is really affecting their business. You have to learn how your ideal customer speaks, because they won't see you valuable if you're not speaking the language that they speak. If I speak Chinese, if I speak Mandarin, I apologize, and you come to me and you're speaking Italian, guess what? We can't communicate. I won't understand anything you're talking about. And you might be a nice person because you know a few words in Mandarin, but I might not really get what you're saying, and I might not pay attention to what you're saying, right? So you hold no value to me because I don't understand what you're talking about. I don't understand why I should be communicating with you, why I should do any business with you, because we can't communicate. The same thing in business. The same thing in career. If you don't understand how that industry communicates, how your targeted population or your target audience, your customer communicates, and you're not communicating to them the way that they communicate, they will not see you as valuable, because what you're saying is going to go right over their head, or one in one ear out the other, or right by them, however you want to put it. They will not see you as valuable. So part of making yourself valuable is learning their language, learning how they speak in their industry, not just how you speak as a marketer. And so if let's say you're in the marketing business, right? And you want to get more business in with clients and share your marketing ideas and create big marketing plans and all that kind of stuff for people. But you're working with a manufacturer of cars or a manufacturer of let's break it down even more. A manufacturer of car seats, right? As that marketer, you have to go in and you have to speak the language of that industry. How do they speak? You can't go in talking like a marketer because a marketing person, because they do not, you're going to sound like you're just trying to sell, and it's going to go right past them. You have to go in speaking the language of your customer so that they can absorb it, so that they can see your value, because they can hear you. You shouldn't have to interpret what you're saying for your customer. You should walk in, you have to be multilingual, let's say, put it that way, as a service provider, and you're going out and you're getting your customers. In order for you to be valuable, you have to be multilingual. If you service various industries like a marketing person would, they service so many different industries. When you walk in, you have to do your research. You have to find out the language that they speak, not just their pain point. What language do they speak? What do they talk about? What words do they use? Okay? In that industry, how do they talk? Now, you're not going to change everything about yourself, but there's a scripture in the Bible where Paul says, I become all things to all men that I might win some. You have to become all things to all industries so that you might win some. Okay, which means you have to learn their language. You have to study them. You have to listen to them. You have to talk to people in that industry before you go trying to offer your services. So, because you have to become valuable. They will not see you as valuable if they cannot understand you. They will not see you as valuable if all they see is marketer. If all they see is a retail person, they will not see you as valuable because you're talking your language, they're talking theirs, and in two different languages. If you're going to service them, you have to learn how to speak their language. That's part of being valuable, because another thing that they'll know is that when they start doing business with you, they don't have to keep explaining themselves. They don't have to keep educating you all the time on what they do, on how they operate, because you're speaking their language. You have already done your due diligence, which makes you even more valuable because you have taken the time to learn about them. So that makes you even more valuable to them. You're addressing their pain points, you speak their language, and you understand their business. And you talk to them in an educated manner. That makes you valuable, okay? So when you hear all these people saying, you got to become valuable, you got to become valuable, you got to make yourself valuable. Yes, you do. But this is how you do it. These are some of the ways that you do it. These are some of the first ways that you do it. Address their pain point, learn their language, and speak to them how they speak, and show them that they don't have to keep educating you all the time, because you're going to do your due diligence. And you're actually interested in them as a business, not just your bottom line in your pocket. Okay, those are some of the key ways that you make yourself valuable. I wanted to share that with you because I see so many people, so many business owners or entrepreneurs that are really frustrated with about how to get more business, and that they're talking to people. It's not that they're not talking to people; they're talking to so many people all the time. They're talking to so many people, but they're making so many connections, but they're not landing. They're not making that deal. They're not closing the deals. And that's because they're not being seen as valuable. And people are not really understanding how you can address that pain point. If you want to address that pain point, this is how you make yourself valuable. If you want to get that business, this is how you make yourself valuable. Address their pain point, learn their language, speak to them in that language, and show them that you're educated about their business, and that they don't have to keep educating you. They don't have to babysit you. You'll be valuable to them, and you have to do that quickly because people don't have a long attention span. Let me make that clear. People nowadays really do not have a long attention span, so you have to do that quickly, very quickly in your first meetings. You could, if you start out talking like a marketer, if you start out talking like a retail person, and you're trying to service somebody else, you don't start off talking in their language. When it's after your preliminary introductions, if you don't start off talking in their language and showing yourself valuable, guess what? Want, and they're gone. They're gone. People have a really short attention span. I think, I was listening to a creator or whatever, and they were talking about how even like in social media, like a lot of people are trying to show them, get business over social media. And they were saying that on social media, you have the first 3 seconds before a person clicks off your video or clicks off your Instagram or clicks off your whatever platform you're using at that moment. 3 seconds. Okay. That means you have to show yourself valuable in 3 seconds. Now you have longer than that when you meet somebody and you're on the phone and, hello, how you doing in a meeting, but that you still don't have very long, because they'll sit there and they'll say, yeah, yeah, oh, wonderful, yeah, we're gonna get together. Even give me your phone number, we'll set a time. Oh, guess what? And then the next thing you know, they're calling and canceling a meeting because you weren't valuable. People don't cancel meetings on people they believe are valuable. People do not cancel meetings on people they feel are valuable. And if they do have to cancel a meeting because it's an extenuating circumstances, they make sure that they are going to reschedule. Okay? Understand that. People don't and a lot of times people don't reschedule for frivolous reasons. If you make yourself valuable. Okay? So you have to make yourself valuable quickly on your first meeting. Okay? All right, I will talk to you soon. I just wanted to share that with you because I know a lot of people out there are frustrated and they're trying to get this business off the ground, or they're trying to get this job and a career, and they're interviewing, or they're taking meetings, and they're not understanding why they're not getting what they need. They're not understanding why they're not getting the positions that they want, or they're not getting the clients that they want. This is how you make yourself valuable, okay? I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.